very good evening to you. I'm Sophia came with you this Sunday, May 21st edition of the CBC Evening News. In our top story tonight, as the Central Bank of Barbados marks its 45th anniversary, Prime Minister Frundell Stewart wants the institution to maintain its high standards moving forward. His comments came at the bank's 45th anniversary awards ceremony and gala held at the Concord Experience last night.
The Prime Minister says the bank has been a source of pride for all Barbadians.
At this juncture of the Central Bank's existence, I urge the Governor and his staff to continue on their trajectory of excellence and to continue also to set a fine example for others in the nation to follow. Let me encourage you to keep pressing on, because to date your labor has not been in vain. You are an inspiration to Barbados, and may God continue to richly bless the Central Bank, its governor, its board, and every one of its dedicated employees.
He also commended the bank for its ability to transform in response to changes.
As the international financial architecture has been forced to change in response to crisis after crisis, central banks have been called upon to transform themselves in response to such crises. The Central Bank of Barbados has evolved and transformed itself seamlessly when required so to do by changed objective conditions in the national, regional, or international financial environment.
Over 30 employees receive awards for serving between 30 and 39 years at the bank. They have been toasted as men and women of excellence.
Tonight's honorees joined this institution when it was in its infancy and have therefore nurtured it to maturity. They have contributed to the abundance of first-time achievements that we have recorded and of which we are tremendously proud. They have fulfilled the vision of our governors throughout our history, sharing in the responsibility of executing the many programs and projects behind our leaders' purpose and values. They have championed the bank as a good corporate citizen by supporting and acknowledging its involvement in cultural and social activities to further enrich Barbados. They have contributed to our sterling reputation as a leading central bank.
The Central Bank of Barbados was established in 1972. Rianne Phillips, CBC News.
Well, amidst growing concern about the violence and other negative behavior by some young people, the newest Barbados Cadet Corps recruits have been hailed as the country's positive youth. The assertion is coming from Lieutenant Colonel Errol Brathwaite at yesterday's passing out parade for Batch 1 of recruit intake for 2016. Kent Jerson has the story.
This parade signals the cadets' completion of several months of rigorous training to become members of the Corps. Their commitment to the program is commended by Lieutenant Colonel Errol Brathwaite. He says they represent the counter to the less than ideal characteristics displayed by some youngsters, which are causing much concern.
I believe amidst all of the negativity and all of the discussion about our troubled youth, that what you see before you this evening is an indication that we command the positive youth of Barbados and that they outnumber any negativity with which we come into contact on a daily basis.
Lieutenant Colonel Brathwaite also gives the cadets some advice on how to continue succeeding in the organization.
You must at all times follow that which is positive. This must be done at home, at school, and at any other place which you may find yourselves. As a cadet, you must always be a good example for others to follow. Avoid negative behavior in any form or fashion, including on social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, and so on.
The cadets are also encouraged to be respectful, trustworthy, and above all, disciplined. They are also reminded that the cadets' motto is excellence, an ideal they should strive to achieve at all times.
I encourage you to support your family, encourage your peers to do the right thing, and seize every opportunity to learn and develop your knowledge and skills. Ensure always that you trust in God take on new, positive and exciting challenges, admit to your mistakes and seek to correct them, value all lessons which are being taught, and know and understand that you as individuals have value.
More than 100 cadets participated in the parade. Kent Gerson, CBC News.
Well done to those fabulously turned out youngsters. Well, there's a call for greater financial support for Calypso Tents during crop over. It's coming from the manager of the Cape Shepherd All-Stars Calypso Tent, Eleanor Rice-Watkins. Speaking during the tent's press launch, Ms. Rice-Watkins says the tents are not for profit, and so support would help to preserve what is fast becoming a cultural artifact.
The Cape Shepherd All-Stars tent and the Calypsonians both incur significant expenses to contribute to the Crop Over Festival. This festival, according to economic performance figures, is second only to Christmas as the period during which the most robust economic activity occurs. Still, the treatment meted out to this economic driver by many in the public and the private sectors leaves much to be desired.
And the Cape Shepherd All-Stars Calypso Tent opens earlier this year on the 27th of May. Ms. Rice-Watkins revealed the lineup, which includes the reigning Calypso Queen, Aziza.
Colin Spencer, Kidside, Ronnie the Announcer, Miguel, Donella, Shawnee, Phoebe, Screwface, Miguel, Nika, Deja, Charisma, Hee-Haw, Cameraman, Richard Antonio.
Well, Sandals Barbados has been advised to continue innovating as it strives to provide the best possible experience for its guests. The suggestion is coming from Chairman of the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association, Roseanne Myers. She was addressing Sandals' Prestige Awards ceremony, during which outstanding members of its staff were recognized and celebrated. We hear more in this Kent Gerson report.
The best of the best. That's what these Sandals Resort employees receiving awards represent. During this ceremony, they are recognized for their exemplary performance on the job. Among those congratulating them is the featured speaker and chairman of the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association, Roseanne Myers. She also tells them not only management should be mindful of improving the product, staff should also be thinking about ways to make it better.
I've seen, for example, some of the overwater bungalows being built in some of the other islands. And so you should know, and you should be asking, are we going to get those here? And what does that mean for our product if that is what is seen on the website as the next frontier? So you have to keep connected to what the brand promise is. You have to know. You have to, on your mobile device, which I see a number of people on, you have to be the one going on to that mobile site and asking the question, if nobody has brought you in the information, when are we going to get that attribute?
Ms. Mars also advises the employees to remember what's most important as they seek to find a balance between work and their responsibilities at home.
Nothing certainly comes over family, nothing. There isn't a job in the world that comes before family. And if you're really, really happy on the job and you're doing extremely well, and your family is not, you're not really going to feel fulfilled. So you have to continue to look for that work-life balance and not beat yourself up when you're not perfect in one respect. But try to find a way to ensure that you build that support around you that allows you to do both aspects of that work-life balance well.
In his address, General Manager Fernand Zervinger is full of praise for the staff.
You are the best ambassadors any brand can wish for. Your creativity, tenacity, and drive inspires me to remain focused and steadfast in leading this resort to its destination of having and retaining the title of the #1 resort in the Sandals international chain of resorts and, of course, Barbados.
Mr. Zervinger also says he feels very privileged to be leading the team in Barbados. Kent Jerson, CBC News.
Thank you so much, Kent. We'll have more news in just a moment.
Tough steel roofing,
Permaclad,
in vibrant colors,
Color Clash,
standing seam,
Permaseam,
locking seams,
Permalock,
hurricane shutters,
Permashield,
seamless gutters,
Permaflow,
reinforcement,
Rebar,
custom made,
cut and bent,
foundations,
welded wire mesh,
stronger block walls,
brick force,
stronger roofs,
hurricane straps,
fencing too.
galvanized mesh.
With BRC you'll soon discover, top to bottom we've got you covered, tougher, stronger, lasting longer. BRC.
How is poor diet causing inflammation?
What people don't realize is things like bread, flour, carbohydrates can create problems with sugar and inflammation.
Basically, sugar equals inflammation in the body.
It affects your kidneys, your eyes, it affects your overall health.
You need products like Omega XL to help manage that.
To reduce your risk of disease, get your Omega XL today. Live long, stay strong with Omega XL.
Children tend to snack on what is readily available, so stock the fridge and cupboard with healthy snacks. The easiest way to restrict unhealthy snacks is to simply not buy them on a regular basis. Healthy snacks include ready-to-eat fruit and vegetable sticks such as carrot, celery, and sweet pepper with dip, a slice of coconut or banana bread, oatmeal and bran muffins, or a small pack of cookies can also be included. Remember to read labels and choose snacks that are around 100 calories. This is a message from the National Nutrition Center.
Well, a decision for regional grouping CARICOM to mediate in the ongoing situation in Venezuela is one that will have to be made by the heads of government. This was stressed by Minister of Foreign Affairs, Senator Maxine McLean. She was responding to a question posed during a press briefing following a meeting for the Council of Foreign and Community Relations, or COFCOR, here in Barbados.
The only way we can get involved would be to be asked for assistance, recognizing, of course, that developments in Venezuela are internal to that country. And so we can only do that by requesting, responding to a request.
Senator McLean says CARICOM is still waiting word on the final outcome of Brexit. Following this, the 15-member grouping should know precisely what the challenges are.
Only with that information would we be in a position to know clearly what the challenges are. What I can say to you that in our dialogue, our respective engagements with both the EU and the UK, commitments have been made to maintain as far as possible the kind of relationships that currently exist. So we are awaiting to see how it unfolds, and unfolds in terms of timeframes, unfolds in terms of the actual decisions and impacts and outcomes.